Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of Food Exposed. In today's video, we're looking at fruit juices. You'll probably be aware there's tons of the juices available on the market, but somewhat things could be a little bit confusing. We'll have a huge variety from things like freshly squeezed juice, a fresh juice, 100% juice, juice from concentrate, juice not from concentrate, juice drink, and many others. So guys, in this video, we're going to dive into the juices, okay? We'll have a look at what the legislations are, what the requirements are for the labeling, and at the end of this video, hopefully you get to learn how to make a better choice when you buy your juice. So now let's actually dive into the information. I'm going to be referring to my phone a lot because there's a lot of information there, but hopefully I'm going to make it easy for you to digest. So we're going to start with the original claim of 100% juice. Okay, so you would expect 100% juice, expect a nice fresh juice without additives, okay? But the truth is, in fact, if it's labeled 100% juice, it doesn't guarantee the freshness, okay, or nutritional quality. But as well, the juice could be reconstituted from the concentrate. So this is when they basically evaporate the water out, leave the concentrate, transport it somewhere, and then add the water back on. And also, it could be actually stored for months in oxygen-deprived tanks that reduces nutritional content and especially vitamins. And of course, they're also subject of pasteurization. So when they heat the juices, but also in this instance, unfortunately, it kills all of the vitamins that are currently in the juice. So we're talking about the loopholes in the labeling. So the term 100% juice, it's legally allowed for juices to be made from concentrate, meaning it may have been heavily processed and stored for long periods of time. So understand, it didn't say fresh juice, but still nonetheless, guys, when we see a claim like this, it kind of automatically led to believe for something that is not. So we're talking about now juice from concentrate, which a lot of them are actually do mention from concentrate because they kind of have to be doing this by law. Okay, so from concentrate means they remove the water, make it easier for transportation, and then they rehydrate this back with the water, okay? But at the end of the day, they also be adding on the additives and preservatives and sometimes other things as well. So from concentrate, obviously it doesn't mean fresh, but at the same time, it's not only 100% juice, it's got other bits added on to it that we potentially don't want. So now we're moving on to not from concentrate, okay, which is another common thing that you see on a cartons. And again, personally speaking, before doing my research, guys, if I see not from concentrate, that means to me it should be a fresh juice, okay? This is just the natural assumption. So it's either fresh or raw juice. Well, so the reality is, okay, even though it may be not from concentrate, but the fact is it will still undergo the heavy processing, okay? And it's still often stored in a large tank. And we're talking about for months and months, okay? So what you think potentially, again, claims to be fairly fresh, it is definitely not. And the flavor chemicals and added sugar may be introduced after the storage to improve the taste. So not from concentrate label does not ensure the juice is fresh, it still be stored for months and still have additives. So next thing, we're moving on to a fruit juice drinks, okay? Again, you quite see this quite often, okay? Juice drink. Generally, we understand that the juice drink, in fact, not a juice, okay? You think it's a juice drink, it's a juice diluted with something else to make it a bit lighter in texture and flavor, shall we say. So what you actually in fact getting from the juice drink, typically they contain approximately 5% of the fruit juice. The rest is water, sugar, artificial flavors and colorings. The trouble is, again, by the legislations, all right, they're still able to put a picture of an orange or an apple and still use the words like orange juice drink, apple juice drink, because it only has 5%. Again, there is no speculation on the amount, okay, percentage of, in fact, juice would be in your drink to be able to give this the name of the fruit they're claiming on the carton. So long as it actually basically just meets a basic labeling requirements, they're allowed to do what they want to do. So we're now looking at the claim 100% juice. So when you think, again, 100% juice, you expect it to be juice with nothing else added on. But unfortunately, the reality, so many of the juices that claim to be 100% juices still have added sugars or sweetness, especially in the juice blends. So added sugar, though, okay, may not always be clearly labeled because it could be derived from concentrate, so apple juice concentrate or a grape concentrate, okay? So not necessarily see added sugar. If they say it's a concentrate, It's a concentrate, but it still contains sugar. You have to bear with me to the end on this one, okay? So some brands are also use high fructose corn syrup or artificial sweeteners. So a product can legally call itself 100% juice while still containing added sugars derived from other concentrated fruit juices. So, and see, we're talking about the loophole again, because this is apparently a very gray area where the natural sugars or sugars from concentrated might not have to be labeled as a sugar on the label, even though they're adding on extra sugar to your juice that would normally exist in your juice. Hopefully that makes sense. So now we're looking at the flavorings. We're talking about natural flavorings and additives. So when you buy the juice, okay, you expect it to taste very natural, but you expect those tastes to actually come from the fruit itself. So, okay, so the reality is that many juices are actually using natural flavorings and artificial flavorings to mimic the taste of the real fruit. Okay, so after they've gone through the process of whatever they're doing to it, they then add on additives to make it taste like what it is. So basically, it could be apple juice in front of me that's gone through rigorous process, and then they're going to be adding on artificial flavorings to make the apple juice taste like apple. That's pretty crappy to me. And the worst thing is, okay, with the flavorings, they don't actually have to be coming from a fruit itself. It could be anything from fruit peels, other fruits, or even chemically engineered flavors. Just think about it for the second, right? Get yourself an apple juice, you think it's just apples from concentrate, but no, it's full of other stuff and some other random engineered flavors that have been just added on to it just to make it taste like apple juice. Disgusting. Anyway, so vitamins, again, they fortify juices with vitamins, and they say it's rich in vitamin C, but in fact is after the juices actually go through the process, the 99% of vitamins is actually killed. They're adding on artificial vitamins, but the percentage of the vitamins and your body absorption of those fake vitamins is totally different to a real thing. So now we are looking at definition of fresh. So yet again, guys, pretty obvious to us as a humans when subjects say is fresh juice, okay? You expect the juice to be fresh. You expect it to be maybe squeezed, a couple of days, maybe that kind of a thing. But again, the reality, unfortunately, is not the truth. So after the extraction, okay, the juices are often stored for months, okay, like I mentioned earlier, in the oxygen-deprived tanks to make sure they actually last a very long time. Some of them actually using the high-pressure processing, okay, which kills all the nutritional vitamins, okay, and anything else that's there. But the fact is, okay, if you think about it, your fresh juice, okay, might have been sitting in the container somewhere for a good few months and then pressure treated. And unfortunately, they're still allowed to call it fresh. And the same, unfortunately, applies to a freshly squeezed term. It is the same thing there. They could still be processing the juice. They extract the juice and then they will still be sitting in the tanks, okay, and it still could be pasteurized. But unfortunately, they still can call it fresh. So, right, let's briefly now look at the labeling. Like requirements, as with anything, we are meant to have technically fairly strict requirements on labeling, but you got to hear me to the end on this one. So, okay, labeling of fruit juices must clearly state, okay, if they're from concentrate or not from concentrate, but 100% fruit juice might still include added sugars or preservatives. So, terms like, or claims like natural and fresh, okay, they're not strictly regulated. So, terms like the natural flavoring and freshly squeezed can be used broadly. So, moving on. So, again, the labeling regulations, okay, require manufacturer to list additives in a fruit juice, including juice from concentrate. However, they're the loopholes that allow them to avoid labeling of certain requirements. And, okay, this is, again, comes back to like what it is with the bread, okay, if they use other ingredients as a processing aid. So, processing aids do not have to be declared on the label. So some substances in the juice production, such as enzymes, gelatin from animals, or chemical clarifiers, do not need to be listed. They are considered processing aids. So rather than ingredient, it is a processing aid. If you heard me correctly, we're talking about the gelatin from animal origin, okay? So if you're vegan, again, we bring this up the same as with the bread, and they're using the animal-derived gelatin in your juice, and it doesn't have to be declared, well, you know the answer to that, okay? You are consuming animal product, be it in a small quantity, but the fact is it's actually there. So the example, as well as the animal-derived gelatin, we also have what is called the insiglass, which is a fish bladder, okay? So they're using that to clarify apple juice, okay? This is a second animal product that could be in your juice that you do not expect as a vegan. So unfortunately, when we're talking about the natural flavorings, okay, the legislation states that that doesn't have to clarify where they're derived from. So for example, we've got the orange juice from concentrate can have orange essence or additional citrus flavorings added, okay, but the label only have to state natural flavorings. Again, that's a massive loopholes there. They can be added on all sorts of things. So long as it falls under the natural flavorings, this is all you're going to get. So, and we're coming back to the added sugar, like I mentioned earlier. Okay, the added sugar, because you know when they promote you the juices, they always say no added sugar, you know, no sweetness, that kind of thing, because they want you to believe that you purchasing a healthier or better and healthier product. But in fact, again, so manufacturers using the concentrates hide the sugar content in concentrates rather than stating they're adding on sugar. So they could add the apple or grape juice concentrate, okay, and it doesn't count like legally like it's an added sugar. So you're still getting yourself an extra sugar content in your juice that normally wouldn't be there after the juice been squeezed and processed. But by law, okay, even after they added on the concentrate, it wouldn't tell you that it's got added sugar. And obviously the loophole, guys, we talked about the fresh juice, okay, the fresh juice that even I fall for. The fact is they can still use a claim as being fresh, even the fact is it could be sitting in the containers or in the big barrels anywhere for absolute months. So I think it's absolutely disgusting. As myself, right, probably like all of the consumers, we know that the stuff in a carton is not particularly good for us. It's just juice. As a prepper, I buy this. Of course, it's important to have just in case, but generally if I do purchase the juice, then normally I would opt out for something that it's that, and it claims to be, in fact, 100% pressed, okay? It doesn't say it's fresh though, but the fact is, because it's in the fridge and you pay the premium for it, you expect it to be better. But in fact, it is actually not that much better. But in front of me here, I have a couple of examples of the juices, and it's only there like just to get you guys, to encourage you to look at the labels, because this is what I always say to you now, because we need to be fully aware, okay, what you actually put in our bodies, right? So the apple juice, I've got the basic apple juice here, and I just said apple juice from concentrate, just like that. It honestly doesn't tell you anything else about the additives of storage in terms of where it's been, how long it's, you know, how old is it, that kind of thing. Apple juice from concentrate, okay? And after what we just covered, you understand that is more than just apple juice from concentrate in there, yet the labeling clearly just says it is what it is. Right, so we've got the, this one is apple juice drink, okay, and it tells me there you've got apple juice from concentrate, 50%, the water, citric acid, vitamin C, flavorings, sweetness. So that gives you a little bit more. And then I look at the scary one, which is the another juice drink, and this is, I think, rather extreme to be fair, but we've got the water, we've got the strawberry juice from concentrate at 5%, we've got the sugar, we have a fructose, we have acid, we have concentrates, black carrot and sunflower, okay, flavorings, sweetness, and I can't even pronounce the two of those at the bottom. Black carrot, sunflower, what the hell is that doing in my strawberry juice drink? This is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, guys, well, I hopefully it gives you a better understanding, okay? I know to some of you it may be, it's a given, okay? It's a carton of juice. It's, of course, it's been sitting on the shelf. It's meant to last you for a long time. I totally get it. But my gripe is with anything is always the lack of transparency, because they get away with the very basics on the label, okay? And to some people, okay, when you look at it saying no added sugar, no added, you know, that kind of thing, it makes you make that choice, because if you're trying to avoid sugary drinks, if somebody tells you got no added sugar, you automatically believe that. But in fact is there's a full of other additives and other sweetness, in fact coming from different products. I think is very deceiving, and I don't think it's fair at all. So anyway, guys, well, I really hope this video helped you, at least some of you who has been buying the juice. It's only here, guys, for your information, so you can make your better decision if those kind of things do bother you. Anyway, please, guys, I hopefully have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget, thumbs up, it really does help the channel. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.